Hello guys, this is Shraneth. Welcome back to the Gadget Guy. So, after my previous video, the C9 Pro, I decided to take on another Samsung phone, which is the J2 Ace, launched in Jan 2017. Yes, this phone is launched around 9,000 in India and has some decent specification, and I thought let's just make a review of that one too. So, coming to the phone, J2 Ace, again having a good design, which Samsung is trying to consistently follow. A good design with an average processor and a decent camera. This phone comes with 8GB internal storage and with 1.5GB RAM. It is a quad-core device with 1.4 GHz, and the cameras are back camera is 8 megapixel shooter, front one is 5 megapixel shooter, both are 2.0 aperture, and both sides we do have flash. Yes, there is a front camera flash in this device. Coming to the battery is 2600 mAh, which I think is pretty nice for the device because it's not always on the battery. It does not matter if the battery is 5000 mAh or 2000 mAh. You know, earlier in the days when Nokia 1100 was in a run, the battery was around just 700 mAh, 900 mAh, and the phone used to run like for 2 days, 3 days long. So it's not always upon the capacity of the battery, it also depends on the nature of the phone, the characteristics of the phone, and in this case I think 2600 is quite enough considering the other additives which Samsung provides, such as S power planning mode, ultra power saving mode and stuff. Coming to what's under the hood, you won't like this much. It's a MediaTek. Yes, this phone supports a MediaTek. It has a GPU of Mali T720 and the RAM itself is quite low, so there is some performance issue in this phone. Coming to the software aspect, it is again 6.0.1. The Samsung is not launching Nougat updates in this year, which is quite shocking because a company like Samsung have the highest watch year and they can easily bring out Nougat update for all the phones and rather launch the phones in Nougat as well, but they are not doing it, so never mind. Coming back to the phone, it also has Samsung's user interface, which is very nice. It is completely upgraded user interface. There are no problems in it, and it too comes with ultra power saving mode, ultra data saving mode, S-Bike mode and other stuff. It is something new and something more convenient for the people. So I wanted to give my opinion on it, and so I created a list of advantages and disadvantages. Let's have a look over that. Okay, the phone is very handy as the screen is just 5.5 inch. I forgot that. Yes, the screen is just 5 inch, so it's very handy. The screen is a TFT. It's not even HD. The quality is very low. It just have 220 pixels, that's it. So you know the quality won't be that good, but again the camera do gives you decent pictures. Coming back to the advantages, yes, the phone is very handy. There are no issues to handle the phone with one hand. Cam is very decent. 2.0 aperture gives you decent camera photos. Both the cams give us good colors and good clarity of the photos. Two, in the dark light they do struggle a bit, but Samsung has provided with screen flash and the front flash, which can help you to get a good selfie in dark lights. Coming to the 4G, yes, this phone has the pure 4G Volt experience. It will give you the best experience. It do supports everything that Jio has to offer. Yes, it can also do the face calling. The build of the phone is very good. It's a good quality phone. The battery is decent. It comes with turbo speed technology. This technology helps the phone to run good, to give a good performance. It helps to clear out the unwanted apps which are eating up your RAM, and it helps to give a better user interface to the phone. It helps to increase the performance of the phone, which is quite good. The technology is quite good and it's a run for this phone. And the expandable storage is of 128GB after the dual SIM. It's not a hybrid, so that's good, and the expandable is 128GB, which is pretty good. Coming to the negative of it, it just has 8 GB, out of which only 3.5 GB is available to you, so which is very less. It's very less compared to any other phone in the same range. So there it might be a big problem. The RAM is also 1.5. At least Samsung could have touched 2 to give a better performance, but again we cannot judge Samsung's RAM when we have that J7 2015 edition also at 1.5. But the negative is J7 had Exynos in it, and this phone has MediaTek in it, which is a downside, of course. It has just, I'm so sorry, it has TFT screen, which we have already discussed. It do not have any fingerprint sensor. It has MediaTek in it. These things have been discussed, and you won't get the best performance of it. We tried playing some games on it, such as Asphalt 8, GTA Vice City, GTA San Andreas. The games could run in a decent manner in the medium settings. You cannot expect to have a good fun in the high settings. Even in the medium settings, it is decent. So you cannot expect a great experience from this phone. The performance is very average on this phone. There is no fingerprint sensor. Coming to the overall review of the phone, I would rate this phone at 5.5 out of 10, which is quite low because the phone has nothing to offer in the same range. You can get many phones from other companies with better specs in the same range, provided this phone also has heating issues, which you can expect from other small company phones. Having a Samsung means at least I should get something better than the others. If not the specs, then at least the quality. It has to have heating issues, so if you can manage with that. Otherwise, if it's just for office purposes or something, the phone is quite good. You won't face any problem, lag in the phone system or in the menu or in small apps. There is no lag. The Samsung made sure that they could provide the maximum which they try to provide in their high-end phones in this as well, such as Game Boxer and all those things are in the phone. It's not like they have skipped on those things. But again, 1.5 RAM and very little internal storage. Guys, please make a point. The internal storage is very little. The cams are good, no doubt, but the internal storage is very little when it comes to practical usage. Coming to as a Samsung in a brand, I already told in my last video, I would rate Samsung as 6.2 out of 10 because of the phones like J2 Ace, as we don't get good specification in it, which leads Samsung from a good phone and a medium phone to bring it to 6.2. Coming to Samsung as a perception in the market, you don't have to worry about that. If tomorrow you want to sell your phone out, no doubt you will get a good value of the same phone. The market perception is 10 on 10 for the Samsung, so you won't face any problem over there. Coming to the last point, which is of the service of Samsung. Samsung provides service pretty decent. At times people do face some problems, so considering them as well, I would rate service of Samsung as 8 on 10. So guys, if you like the video, if you think my video helped you out somewhat, please help me out back by sharing the video, liking and subscribing us. Thanks a lot for watching. Thank you.